Okay, and some other news here as Peloton prepares to go public. The company's CEO is warning that complications with music licensing could pose a serious threat to its finances. It's currently fighting a $150 million lawsuit for incorporating music from big artists like Drake and Ariana Grande into workouts. For more on this, we're joined now by Jeff Usuto. He's a CEO of Feed FM, a platform that helps companies license music. Jeff, look, Peloton is in softening words here. It sees music licensing as a very serious threat. Why is the company finding it difficult to license music the way that it wants?
Yeah, music, well, first of all, great to see you guys again. Thanks for having me on again. But, I think for starters, music licensing is incredibly complex, right? And there are a series of parties that are involved that you have to cater towards, and they have specific reporting requirements. They have a whole series of issues that you need to contend with. And so I think, Peloton, as it, really has its public debut, needs to make sure that it's compliant. And obviously, they've run into a couple challenges, but, I'm hopeful they'll work it out.
I mean, clearly they need to be in compliance. How costly is that compliance, though, and for them to stay in it?
Yeah, obviously you've seen the outstanding litigation that they're going through right now. It's just priced at 150 million. But I think behind that is a whole series of technical challenges, licensing challenges, upfront payments, guaranteed payments, and advances. So again, music licensing is very expensive. It's very complex, and this goes beyond just sort of the alleged infringement claims that are outstanding.
Okay, Jeff, so explain what we know about this lawsuit, right? I mean, who is making these claims, and how much merit do you think there is to their argument as we do await a potential IPO?
Yeah, I'll say this. It's tough for me to comment, specifically on the litigation, but I will say this, which is, well, to answer your first question, there are really two primary parties to oversimplify music licensing that need to be addressed. One is the owners of the sound recordings, which are typically the labels. And then secondly are the owners of the compositions, right? The lyrics, the notes, which are the music publishers. The recent litigation came about through the latter part, which was the publishers, the owners of the compositions. And I think it really had to do with around certain payments that were allegedly not being made to various songwriters. Mm-hmm. As you probably know, with a sound recording or a master, there's one label that will produce that song. With ownership of the composition, there can be 5, 6, 10 different writers that need to be properly compensated. And, these publishers will really act on their behalf. So it gets very complicated about the payout structure, and that's where the root of the challenge lies.
Jeff, just very quickly, we only have a few seconds left. Eminem suing Spotify for allegedly not paying royalties on his songs such as Lose Yourself, which, I mean, my gosh, is played at everything from retirement parties to bar mitzvahs. What sort of precedent would a win in this case really set?
Same sort of thing, right? I mean, these are also the publishers that are claiming infringement and non-payment. It's obviously really hard to tell. I will say this though, with Spotify, that they've gone through very, very extensive work to make sure that they are compliant, that they're paying out. You never really know what's at stake. Spotify gets beaten up, by folks like Taylor Swift, and then they're best friends with Taylor Swift. So it's really hard to say in this specific case.
Okay, Jeff Usuto, we got to leave it there. But thanks for joining us. Jeff is the CEO of Feed FM.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.